Right. Today we'll be talking about defense mechanism. As discussed earlier, we have got cycle that 27 needs are there. 27 needs are there. And there's a tendency for all of us, they say there's our personality, as per Simon Freud, was there's a constant conflict between id and superego. Id and superego. And the ego itself, which is supposed to be good thing as far as psychology is concerned, tries to balance the fight. So if I take id to be Satan in an individual, any individual, and let's take it in the left shoulder, and ego, superego, is the godliness in each individual. Let's say that is on the right shoulder of our body, and the ego is the head itself, which try to put some balancing act. Simple. So as a result, now ego tries to find a practical solution to your needs, to your needs. As I said, there are 27 psychological needs are there, and equal amount, 28, are supposed to psychology, what we call as a press, which prevents us from achieving our need. Once there is a prevention, then what is the problem? There will be certain amount of behavior pattern to get over this. Because there is need, there is a problem in achieving my need, because of this certain amount of anxiety, because of anxiety there's a conflict, and because of conflict I would like to reduce my anxiety and conflict to the extent possible. It's like electron going from inner shell to the higher shell. Once it goes to upper, it cannot remain stable. It always tries to ground state. And when it comes to ground, it releases energy. Similarly, if I adopt or adapt to a pattern, then what happens? It tries to reduce the anxiety, right? So it was defense mechanism are unconscious psychological response that protect people from feeling of anxiety, threats to esteem, and things that they don't want to think about or deal with. So it is unconscious. This is the pattern which develops unconscious. He said, remember, it's an unconscious, we have got no control, response that protects people from feeling anxiety, which is created because my needs have not been met. And threats to self-esteem. Since there is anxiety, I am not the same person which I originally am. And things. So now, so that is called defense mechanism. It was given by Simon Freud, I said, and he says just like a equilibrium. We all said there is a present in there's a need, and there's the environment which is there. We would like to stay in the equilibrium, isn't it? That's called mental homeostasis, we call it. Almost equilibrium. We'd like to come back. If now suppose temperature outside is 40 degree, my body adapts to that, isn't it? Similarly, behavior will also be trying to adapt to that environment. Okay. What he says, as I said, it's Simon Freud model of personality. The ego is the aspect of personality that deals with the reality. What is possible? What is possible? Now we are sitting down here. Suddenly you feel, I must have, say, food. So you can't get food immediately. You have to go somewhere else and then do the practical. You can say, after class, I'll have food, isn't it? You can say there's a practical solution that is what is done by ego. While doing this, the ego also has to cope with the conflicted demands of id and superego. And भूख लगी है मुझे खाना भी चाहिए that is id. Superego says रुक जा यार class है, don't worry, you're not going to die. So it says okay, just 1 hour your food is there, so you can go and have a food. That is what is supposed. So what is id? It's a part of personality that seeks to fulfill all wants, needs, and impulses. That it is the most basic primal part of personality and does not consider things such as social appropriateness, morality, or even reality of the fulfilling. I'm not interested in what is happening, what is right or what is wrong. Okay. So all the problems which are created in the world on social behavior is primarily because of this it itself. Okay, now the superego is a part of personality that tries to get the ego to act in an idealistic and moral manner. Morally, it should be correct. Superego, you should be suitably attired. You should be Your dress should be, no, something presentable. Okay, so that is supposed to be superego. Superego is made up of all internalized moral values acquired from our parents or the society. As you say, as you grow, we, our society, people, mother, father, people tell me this is right, this is not so right. So we also try and develop a model for ourselves what I should be doing and what I should not be doing. Okay, the deal with anxiety, to deal with anxiety, Freud believes a defense mechanism helps shield the ego from conflict created by each superego and reality. There's a fight. So what happens when ego cannot deal with the demands of desire, the constrained reality and our own moral standard? Either if I don't do it, I am not. So there is certain amount, I would have certain amount of guilt feeling for myself. I will be happy or unhappy, isn't it? So anxiety is an unpleasant inner state that people seek to avoid. So anxiety acts as signal to the ego that things are not going the way they should. As a result, the ego employs some part of defense mechanism to help reduce the feeling of anxiety. That is what is there. So there are how many types of there we call it, there are certain types. There are moral anxiety, a fear of violating our own moral principle. I will not cheat. I will not cheat. You are sitting in examination and you do not know a particular formula. Child next to you sitting down there, by default, you just stand, look left, right, oh, you recollect back. But you tell yourself, why did I do that? I have gone against my own morality. You have morals which you have had from the past, like doing something without cheating, but your friends are cheating, so you also have a tendency to do that. That is the moral anxiety. Next, neurotic anxiety. The neurotic anxiety is, yeah, Akash. Okay, let's welcome Akash. He just now joined in. He has got his SSV on uh, 31st of March, 31st of May, isn't it? Well, let's just join up there. Okay. So we were just talking what we call a defense mechanism. Defense mechanism. Defense mechanism is just for benefit to Akash. Psychologically, there are 27 needs. 27 needs are there. These needs cannot be met in fully to the extent that we desire. We desire. As a result, now what happens? There is a certain thing which prevents me from achieving my need. That is called press. Because of that, there is anxiety. Because there is anxiety. So we have certain behavior pattern which try to reduce my anxiety. That is what we call defense mechanism. Anxiety itself are moral anxiety. When you do something immoral from your standard point of view, as it's given example, you are appearing in examination, your friends were cheating, you also have tendency to cheat. That's against morality. Next, neurotic anxiety. When you assess with, this is what is being checked. Are you morally correct or not? Neurotic, unconscious worry that we will lose control its urges resulting in punishment or inappropriate behavior. If we are being harassed by a bully or aggressive, it impulse might be to respond by killing this bully. Someone hits you. Do you get angry or not? So you like to take inappropriate action by hitting him, even to the some people even kill the people. Is that in anger, fit of anger? That's called neurotic anxiety. And next is called the reality anxiety. Fear real world events. The cause of this anxiety is usually easily identified. For example, a person might fear a dog bite when they are near a menacing dog. So that is reality. That is physically exists. Dog will bite or may not even bite, but you are awfully afraid of. There are the three types of anxiety comes into play. So now there are 10 ways that his daughter Anna Freud came back in 1930s. She gave out, they were all negative type of defense mechanism. First was called displacement. What's called displacement? Feeling out to others. Now imagine, Akash has got younger brother. Akash has got younger brother. Akash wanted some money from father for something, for books or anything, what was there. Father says, no, it's not possible. I can't give it to you. Akash gets angry. Akash gets angry. He can't say anything to his father, but his younger brother comes into it. He says, Bhaiya, kya hoga? Arey, bhag ja idhar se. Get out. So what you have tried to displace your anger to your younger brother, is it or not? Take another example. You have gone to school or college, your principal has called you and blasted you for something wrong that you have done. You know you can't respond there in the principal because you will be hurt academically or somewhere else. So what do? You hold on to that, come out of it, and you find one of your juniors standing in front of you. He says you kicked him around and you've tried to displace your anger to someone else. That's called displacement. Next called denial. Denial is what? Denying something that exists. At my age and time, someone tells me I'm suffering some this, no, this disease and all. I say, no, the doctor may be wrong. Or the test that has been conducted itself is wrong. Is it or not? So I'm trying to deny what really exists. That's called denial. Then it's called repression. Unconsciously keeping unpresent. There's a two aspects, repression and suppression. Okay. Repression is permanent. Repression is permanent, especially the girl child around there at the age of younger age. Some sort of stupid exploitation goes on. That's become traumatic. And then what do people do? You don't want to remember those trauma. You have to live your life. So you want to suppress those traumatic, thought and feeling behind. And you don't remember that. So repression is unconsciously keeping unpresent information from your consciousness and being abused, as that's the example. Now suppression. Suppression is consciously. Now, if there it was unconscious, you don't want to remember that. In suppression, you want to say consciously keeping your unpresent information or for your conscious mind. I gave you example again. Let's do get the same. You gone to the principal, your semester examination was on, and probably the professor himself was the teaching you that subject. What happens? He is blasted off. You don't want to counter him because examination is there. He's going to cut your marks or do some harm. What do? You keep quiet. You keep quiet. So you have, not that you have not failed, you have held back your reaction. And what probably sometime later on, when you find a good mood, you may like to go and tell him, sir, you blasted me, it was not right. It was not right. That's called repression. So repression, temporal suppression. Temporal suppression. That is called suppression. Okay. Next is sublimation. In physics, we say sublimation is what? Solid to gas. Is it? That is what sublimation comes into play. It's a converting unacceptable impulse into more acceptable outputs. A person who is angry, who is a lot of anger, he starts what you call boxing, goes in for doing boxing. Being upset with your spouse, you go for a walk. Your father has told you something, you don't respond, but you just cut off yourself and just go for a walk. You're trying to reduce. That's called sublimation. Next is projection. Now you're writing thematic, a TAT test you are writing. In that TAT test, you're writing a story. You made a hero. You made a hero. Hero should be of the same age and sex. That is what normally it is expected to be. But not understanding the same. Whatever you didn't want to do it or for something wrong which is happening, we did talk about projection yesterday, and you are projecting your thought and feeling onto the hero that you have made in the story. That is called projection. That is projection. Okay. Next is what you call intellectualization. Now, remember, God forbid nothing bad happens in our house and family. If somebody close relative is no more and your body is there, we all feel bad about it, don't we? But what do you still say? Oh, look, how beautiful she is still. She's still talking to me. What do you have? You have tried to concentrate on the positive aspect of the system, even the worst of the scenario. हिंदी में कहावत है, भागते चोर की लंगोटी ही सही, कुछ तो मिला. So rather than concentrating on the negative aspect of it, you are trying to concentrate on positivity in that worst situation itself. That is called intellectualization. Okay, next called rationalization. A father hits his son. Why? He says, and he gets a logic. If I don't say badmash ho gaya, he will not improve. He will not improve. But tell me, would a father would ever like to hit his child? No. But for his wrong act that he has done it, he is now trying to justify wrong action that he has taken. Is it or not? That's called rationalization. Next, called regression. Regression is mental age. No, IQ is supposed to be mental age divided chronological age into 100 into 100. That's called regression. You are writing a story. You are adult. All of you are adult, early adulthood, 18 plus. Now, on the contrary, when you write a story of a child of 14 years, 12 years, 10 years, what I mean, you have gone into your early childhood. So that's called regression. So mental age is below the chronological age. Then called reaction formation. Replacing unwanted impulse with the opposite. You are a lean, thin person and you like to fight with probably one of the best, whatever boxer or best wrestler of the area. You must work on your strength, isn't it? So you are trying to pose for something which is opposite to your own characteristics, replacing unwanted impulse with impulse. Being sad about a recent breakup, you say, I'm happy. Who will be happy in breaking up a relationship? Tell me, would anyone be happy? But you are trying to justify yourself. No, I'm right. Your mother has told you something, you say, I will not talk. She just told me something which I was unwanted. I'm happy not talking to her. Would we ever be happy? Would ever a child be ever be happy not talking to his or her mother? No, no. So these are the 10 types of what is that? Briefly, I just wanted to see what we call defense mechanism. Why it is important? Because in TAT, what is there? We look around for what is your need. What is your need? Second thing we look around for, what is the press? What is the press? Third thing we are looking around for, what is the defense? What is defense? What is the you can say the behavior that you have shown when your need was not met because of certain problem. I gave example yesterday. It's like a river has got need to flow. River has got need to flow. Now some stones or something has come which blocks the river. Now there is anxiety to the river. River has got 4 options. 1, take the stone or boulder along with it. Number 2, bypass the boulder. Number 3, submerge the boulder. Number 5, get stuck. Is it or not? Problem remains the same. Need is money to flow. Press is only one. It is preventing from achieving it. But the behavior pattern are 4, isn't it? Which is the best behavior?
Sir.
That is what you looked around for. That is what is supposed to be defense mechanism. Okay. Now, if that is the case now, today, I said, though we started with 10, now today we talk about there are more than 34 defense mechanism, 34 defense mechanism. We'll just give you the glimpse of it so that just to, as and when we go do WAT, we will try and talk about these defense mechanisms later on. Okay. Now, it is like this, as I said, till now, all 10 defense mechanisms that I had talked about, they were all negative. They are all negative behavior pattern, isn't it? Now, they are also positive. Today, psychology talks about positive defense mechanism. They call mature defense mechanism. It is called affiliation, keeping relationship with others. Altruism, helping others. Anticipation, you know what is expected tomorrow. Humor, you laugh out in the worst of the scenario. Self-assertion, I must be what I really want to be. In good people, my view must be accepted. Self-observation, I must observe what am I doing rightly or probably it is not correct. Sublimation, rather than sublimation is a good habit, then suppression, rather than reacting, I am trying to put temporarily off. So these are good defense mechanisms. Next comes your, they call neurotic defense mechanism. It's a level 6. Isolation of affects. मतलब क्या होता है? I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling bad. Now you have to go for examination. Something has happened at home. I'll probably say you have fallen sick. You're not a good mood to appear in examination. What do you do? Should I leave the examination? No. What I do? I would like to isolate. Okay, irrespective if I'm sick, but I can still manage to go and appear in examination, isn't it? So that is a positive. Next, interrogation. In the worst of the scenario, I'm trying to look the positive aspect. Okay. Undoing. I have done something wrong. I'm ready to accept my mistake. That's undoing, is it or not? Correct. Similarly, we got repression and dissociation. So similarly, they are what 30 today. They do I have this list is 31. There's a total 36 type of defense mechanism. Today it is being talked about it. Okay. So this is what I said briefly. I talked about defense mechanism. Then we'll go to the next topic. Any doubt? Any question?
No, sir.
Why? It is necessary because this is what is being checked. They want it need, press, and defense mechanism. Defense mechanism. They may not tell you because, as I said, in SSB, more all the assessors they know pass or fail. Pass or fail. It's unfortunate. It's like a go and no go test. I can assure you that none of the assessor would ever put in the story, this is the defense mechanism because he has got no time to write, firstly. He is not, no, he will not write it all. That's all. That's one thing we can say. But he is certain that he will use this input to find whether you are right or you should be pass or should you fail. So hence it is necessary to do that. Okay. Any doubt?